We are pulling Murrini this morning. This is mostly Colors for Earth sifted on clear tiles, clear glass. I did put, excuse me, a couple of white pieces, 2 white pieces throughout the load, but other than that, it's all Colors for Earth. There was some tiles of red enamel. The red enamel has to be pre-fired because it needs oxygen. It has to be vented in the kiln, and of course when you stack you can't vent. It cuts off the oxygen, so it would actually turn black if I had done it that way. And it's already hot this morning. I am sweating already. Whew. This is not the time of year. This is July the 5th. Not the time of year to be pulling 1525 degree glass, for sure. So this is going to be used in a drop bowl. So I will vary the width of this as I'm going, depending on how fast I pull. And I usually pull 3 feet or even a little bit longer, all the way down to this tray that's beneath me. That way I can, if I decide to use it, laying it out in strips, I can do it that way also. Now I'm not going to be able to move the camera, but I am going to go ahead and cut, and then I'm going to put this over here. So I take it over to some wood and let it cool over there. And it looks much different when it cools than when it's coming out hot. It's hard to tell the colors. I have got, in this particular load, 325 and 324. They're far apart with red and white enamel, and a lot of clear between them. So I'm hoping I get nice rings of color throughout. So those of you that are not glass people or don't know about pulling, so these, like I said, will be 3 feet long or so, and then I will cut them into half-inch, quarter to a half-inch high pieces so that the rings show, and then I'll fuse those together. I like using the Patty Gray dam moles or a stainless steel ring. Fuse them in that together, and then I will apply a couple of sheets of glass to that, fire it again, just for thickness, depending on how far I'm going to drop. And I know this is going to be at least a 4-inch drop. It could be a little bit longer or taller. Once you get quite a bit out, the weight will actually pull the cane down, which is the nice thing when you're by yourself like I am. Sometimes my son helps, and he will cut and take it over to the area that we're laying it so that I can continue to pull. Okay. Kind of boring just watching it come out, but some of you, I told you I would do a video, and I can't get good cell service in this building, being metal. So I'm not able to do a live like I thought I would be able to. I couldn't get a good service. It's cloudy out this morning and humid. So you can see how it's darker. So some of the red is already mingling in with it. There are 39 pieces of glass in this load. It is packed all the way to the top. It's a 5x5 Vit pot that we sell on the website. I spray it with Zip. I posted pictures yesterday. Spray it with Zip. It's bottomless, so it has a stainless steel bottom that you put a piece of 1/8 inch fiber paper with, you cut out the hole for the hole in the metal plate. And then when it cools off, it'll have 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of glass in the bottom of the pot, and I just bang the sides with a hammer. It falls out, give it another light coat of spray, and I'm good to go. I've been doing this for a couple of years now, and Debbie Elmer is the one that taught me, and this is how she does hers. And we've never had any problem with the Zip getting into the glass at all. So if I pull faster, see how it gets skinnier at the top? And so it's red hot up here and it's cooling down here. Of course, the weight of that would cause it to pull faster. And I just grab a hold of it and start pulling a little bit more. Like I said, it is an extremely hot day, and I am sweating like I'll get out. Not fun. If anybody knows me, you know I hate the heat. All I have to do is move and I sweat. So I will do a couple more and then I'll shut the video off, because this goes on for 1.5 to 2 hours. We pull it until we get what's called straws. The straw meaning it's an outer ring and the inside is hollow. And those, you can put smaller pieces inside of them or stringers inside of them, which is smaller piece, if you want. But if you try to stack them with the rest, you're gonna, as it melts, you're gonna get air pockets and bubbles, and that's not good for your finished project. So with that much weight already, I can see, you won't be able to tell it probably on the camera, but I can see that it's already pulling itself. So you can see at the top, it's molten. Hopefully you can see that. I don't know if I can zoom in. Let me try. No, I cannot. Okay, that was worth a try. Since I already had the video going. Now I gotta get my glove back on. So I have a heat glove underneath, and then this is a higher heat, like up to 12 or 1300. And you can see when I do twist, I end up burning through it because I'm actually twisting with my fingers. This is just a welder's glove. I believe in safety. If I didn't wear glasses, I would have safety glasses on also. You just never know when something's gonna pop and hit you, so it's better to be safe. I know there's a lot of people that do not use gloves at all, and that's fine if that's the way they want to do it. I just like to be safe. Okay, one more, and then I'm gonna pull a thinner one this time, because you need thin ones to fill in your gaps when you're creating. You want to try to pull as straight as possible. You can see it's already cooling down here. It's still hot up here where it's red. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut that one. And I will show you a picture later of what it looks like laying on my wood. Okay, thanks. Okay, so I'm still pulling. Thought I'd do another short one. So when it sits there, it starts getting thicker. I'm using bullseye nippers. That way I can cut. A lot of times, if I have someone helping me, I'll use just needle nose pliers to pull, and then they will have the nippers to cut. And I have bifocals, so sometimes I look over the top of my glasses. Sorry. It's a challenge. So once again, when you get the weight, and we've got a pretty thick area here, it'll start pulling itself. You can see down here at the bottom where it's already cool, how it's red there. It looks brown at the top, and that's just because it's hot. Now with that weight down here, it's going to pull it faster. Gravity. So I just kind of guide it between my gloves, cut, and then that way I'm not grabbing something really hot until I absolutely have to. Okay, I'm going to stop the video. Well, as you can hear, my yard is getting mowed. Sorry about that. I thought I'd show you another angle. Okay, so once again, I let this go to about 3 feet or a little bit more. 3 to 4. I want it as long as possible, depending on what I'm going to create out of it. The faster you pull, the thinner the cane will be. If you just pull it a little bit at a time, you can determine the width and make it thicker. A lot of times, once I get it down so far, I'll just let the gravity pull it by the weight. And it pretty much is the same size all the way down, which is nice. Again, I have protective gloves on. I wear glasses, so those are my eye protection. Like my little sign, put plug in. So when you're loading it, I put a plug up in the hole of fiber blanket until I'm ready to pull it when it gets to the 1525 degrees. With our schedule, we have ours between around 7.5 hours. Because of the dry enamel, we need those to soak and cure and get the best results. So that's the reason I go longer with my schedule. Because it's not just glass, it's got enamels on it also. Okay, I thought I'd show you. I'm using the Murrini chopper made by Maria Lunger's husband over in Dallas. This is great because it's spring loaded, so you put it in and you can adjust the length of your cut. Here's some cut already. Okay. So it's spring loaded. It's great for anybody that has issues with their hands. I have had carpal tunnel surgery many years ago on my right hand, so this is a lifesaver. So I don't have to constantly, use the pliers and cut everything by hand. Now, when it gets down to smaller size, meaning not as big around, like right now, this one is too small to cut, so I cut those by hand. I'm just going to grab another piece, and I always like to cut off that pinched end that we did when we pulled it. Okay, and then see, that one was a little bit smaller. Yeah, too small. Oops, sorry, too small to go in there, so we will cut off a little bit, and then we're back in business. I think I have one of these in stock. I forgot that I had it and ran across it the other day. They are $350, and they are well worth the money if you're doing a lot of Murrini cutting. As you can see, it's really easy. There's a channel here that you just lay your cane in and then cut to size. I'm going to stop it here and see if I can hold the camera and show you. Can you see how you can determine the size of it based upon how much is out from the blades? Okay. All right.